Hi, how is it going? Welcome to the shop. I was actually in the middle of filming something else, and then I was like, you know what? I should do a little shop update. I should kind of share what's been going on in the shop. Recently, we're kind of doing a bunch of different projects. So yeah, come along with me. So what was it, a couple of weeks ago now? Did the farmhouse table and transformed it into primarily one other project, which was this kind of bistro table. And in that same area, we're going to have this kind of coffee counter station / island designated for coffee specific stuff, you know, kettle, grinder, you know, pour over systems, that kind of thing. So that's what this is behind me, and this is cherry, and it's just so gorgeous and beautiful, and I love it. And right here, this mess of wood right here is oak. This is what the whole kind of drawer, okay, so in this piece of furniture here, we're going to have this beautiful cherry top, we're going to have some cherry plywood for some shelving, and then it's having these gorgeous legs, which I'll be showing you that we've been working on, the coolest thing ever. And then the kind of drawer unit and the drawers are going to be made out of beautiful oak. So this is red oak. This was all rough sawn from big piece, and now we're trying to figure out the different thicknesses needed for the different parts of the drawer system. Need to do some glue ups here, I think, because we don't have quite enough for some areas. So that's kind of it's funny, every time you make a project like this, you come to a new appreciation for why finely milled lumber is so expensive at the store, and you also realize just like how much work it is to do all that, how much work it is to go through all the milling, and how much wood you really need in order to create something like this, a drawer system with 2 drawers and kind of the whole kind of casing for it. I want to show you guys the legs. The legs are gorgeous. Okay, this is kind of one of the more interesting projects I would say that we've ever done on the lathe in terms of, it's not the lathe, the CNC lathe, the 4th axis on the CNC, because it's not something that you could have just done on a regular lathe in the sense that these pieces are not all symmetrical. Because, okay, so we have the kind of chunkiness here, and then we have these this is actually glue up pieces, this is oak too. These are going to be stained in that same kind of charcoal color that I have the bench, the workbench in there, and also the bistro table base was the same color. But see how it's round, but then it has these kind of holes in here, and these holes are for the shelving to slip into. So we were kind of debating about this problem, like, okay, you have round legs. How do you secure shelving to round legs? Like, how do you do it? Do you create some kind of blocks to go underneath? No. You kind of create these kind of grooves in here. And this is where the CNC machine was like awesome for this. Because just look how clean and gorgeous these holes are, and it's all symmetrical. And these are heavy, big pieces. I'm just starting to think about how heavy this piece is going to be. It's going to be really heavy. But anyway, that's there. Oh yeah, another thing I've been kind of working on or playing with lately. Okay, when it comes to securing stuff to the CNC machine, or not like, when it comes to working on the CNC machine, one of the biggest issues, or not issues, but one of the biggest things to address with each project is how you attach things on here. You know, do you screw them in? Do you use brackets? You know, all that kind of thing. And I've had this vacuum system from Rockler for a while, but I haven't actually used it, and just kind of recently took it out and decided to use it. And these go into these T-tracks right here. And then you turn it on over there. Let's see, it's not plugged in right now, but it's actually, it's on the loud side. And then you put your piece of wood here, and you turn it on, and it works like a charm. Really love this, just because you don't have any kind of, you don't have to drill any holes, you don't have to be concerned with clamps that might, you know, be in the way of the spindle or anything. Obviously you can't use this for really large, like huge things, but for decent sized things, and especially like for signs and things like that, Oh, that's right. I made a fun little sign yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I made a fun little sign yesterday that I've just been kind of wanting to make for for my kid. We're starting with homeschooling now. Okay, my son is 4-ish, and that's just something that we've been wanting to do ever since he was born. And there's a bunch of little things that, so we're constantly working with him anyway. And one of the things that I always wanted was just an alphabet board. Actually, I want to make like a whole bunch of different signs and stuff. But I wanted like an alphabet board, and just so when we talk about letters and stuff, we have something to refer back on. And of course, I made it the Swedish way. So it has Å, Ä, Ö, which are like the Swedish letters. Here is the board that I just made, just like for fun, not for a video or anything. So this is cherry plywood, just a scrap piece. And then I used a very thin cut to do the outside here. And then what I actually did was I filled this in with a pencil, all of these cuts. There are lots of ways to accomplish the same thing, but you could obviously also like spray paint black in and then sand it. And if there was like a different plywood, I might have considered that. But I didn't want to take the risk of scuffing up the cherry plywood, because I think it's just beautiful. I love this look. So anyway, I'd like to make a whole bunch more of these, or different kind of homeschooling concepts like phonetics, periodic table, conversions, stuff like that. Things that I think are useful that you constantly go back to, and that also kind of look nice on the wall. So, it's kind of cool. And then I was just going over my maple collection of thinly cut up maple right here. Have you ever seen anything so gorgeous? Let me show you. Going over like our wood supply is one of my favorite things, because then you start thinking about what kind of projects do I want to make with this? Is there a product maybe that I can create with? If we have enough of something, I have a couple of product ideas in mind that I'd really like to kind of get off the ground. And it's just like, it's amazing to me that you can actually get such thin, beautiful pieces on your own by rough sawing. This wood right here, we picked this up, like a couple of rough sawn boards from, a guy on Craigslist a while ago, and that has been so useful. I was actually doing some resawing on the bandsaw. So here's the bandsaw. This is the Grizzly bandsaw, and in Oregon we had a Laguna bandsaw, and that was a really nice bandsaw too, and we sold that before moving because it was just too cumbersome and big to bring out. And when doing this, I was using the the pan, the oil spray to lubricate the blade going through, and that seems to work really well. It's actually a nice little tip. But I kind of like this bandsaw a lot. I think it is. I don't know, I just have I'm having an easier time working with this bandsaw compared to the other one. I don't know why, I guess just like little details. But overall, these Grizzly products have been really great kind of like workhorses in the shop. So I would highly recommend them. And you know what? I actually think that I have a whole bunch of 10% like discount codes for all the Grizzly products that I have. So if you're actually looking to pick up a jointer or a bandsaw or a planer or a lathe, I have code you can use for those. I'll put those in the description. Anyway, I'm gonna go in now and make some lunch. It's getting kind of late. But I just wanted to do a quick hi and catch you guys up, and yeah, kind of give you a preview on some things going on here. Yeah, hope you're having a good day.